Hello, welcome to FISPGHAN Expert Insights. I'm Pornthep Tanpowpong from Bangkok, Thailand. Today we have Professor Christos Tzivinikos from the UAE here with us today to talk about button battery ingestion. Good evening, Professor.
Thank you very much, Pornthep, for the invitation and the FISPGHAN for this video. I think it's a very important hot topic for all pediatric gastroenterologists and pediatricians, button battery ingestions.
Okay, so let's start with some overall burden in terms of the button battery ingestion. So what's the current burden and impact of, I'll call BB ingestion for short, around the globe nowadays?
Now, as you know, every country has published a few papers from various centers. So we don't have actual numbers. The best data come from US because they have a centralized system, the National Poison Data System. And we know from there that the button battery ingestions are increasing every year with some fluctuations. There is a paper published in August 2025 by Professor Dickers on the European Archives of Otolaryngology, which estimates, putting together all the studies, at least 3,000 every year annually, but estimated up to 8,000. Unfortunately, a lot of these cases, they have severe impact with costly ingestion, damage on the esophagus, damage on the trachea, and even worse in adjacent vascular structures. And this is a major emergency for us in pediatric gastroenterology. And we have to act very, very quickly, urgently, within 2 hours after the presentation of a child with a button battery in the esophagus.
Okay, so to prevent that injuries for serious morbidity or even death, what are the important strategies to prevent that serious injuries from your perspective?
Now, to prevent, first of all, we have to put all the efforts for awareness, and FISPGHAN and ESPGHAN and NASPGHAN have done a lot of efforts with that. FISPGHAN ran a very nice online campaign last year, and I encourage everybody to have a look and on the very nice material they have produced. ESPGHAN, we're running now for the 5th year around the same time, May, June, because as you know, 12th of June is the national study for button battery injury. But then I will move on to, apart from the awareness, which is very important for parents, regulatory authorities, is also to lobby politically. In Europe, this is a bit easier because we have European Union, to increase the regulation for safe battery in terms of packaging, in terms of child safety packaging, the disposal. So all these are very important. And then I will go to the guidelines where the FISPGHAN has produced, and ESPGHAN and NASPGHAN, and this is a very valuable resource for the clinicians in order to manage these cases promptly and efficiently, because every minute counts.
So after the launch of the BB guideline and campaign from FISPGHAN and ESPGHAN, especially with regards to like honey, sucralfate, and also the CT scan to look for injuries or fistula, do you see a trend in dropping of the incidence of serious injuries related to BB in the past 5 years?
Again, we have no exact data, but in FISPGHAN and ESPGHAN, we're working on a registry in order to see that. But looking on my center, the last 8 years, we started the May 2018, the honey, then the sucralfate came, and we have also the acetic acid, which is after the battery has been removed. All these help to reduce the caustic ingestion damage. But every case is a little bit different. But it's something we're working on this. We disseminating, we run a survey in ESPGHAN, we publish the data in UGW 2023, and FISPGHAN and all the societies are trying to disseminate their guidelines, update them as needed. And also we have, for example, in ESPGHAN, an online course for foreign body ingestion. That's another free resource for clinicians to use.
Mm-hmm. So from a global perspective, like I know that you mentioned about packaging, what would be a good strategy to prevent BB ingestion?
Every country is different regulations, as you know, different regulatory authorities. Europe, USA, it's a bit easier. Child resistant packaging, disposal very important. People that don't know that this dead batteries, spent batteries is still dangerous up to 10 years later. And if they're lying around the house, even if you have the best packaging, once they use and they lie loose, the child can pick it up and swallow it. So regulations are very important. I still see in the market here in Dubai as well, in UAE, some, I will not mention the countries, coming from, and they're just so easy to open, and they're not the usual brands. And the other thing is, we need to support research and lobby with the industry, something we do with the European bottom battery task force I'm chairing the last 3 years, and the American, is for new technologies. And we have some in the pipeline, like the fuse battery, just to mention one from Netherlands, Groningen University. And recently, one of the major companies released a titanium covered bottom battery, which is groundbreaking. However, still we have a way to go, and we should not be, easy that this is will be the end. But lobbying with the industry, I'm sure they can do it to have a battery which is not causing electrolysis and caustic ingestion.
And the upcoming June 12th is a Button Battery Awareness Day. Any words for increasing awareness?
What's a FISPGHAN social media accounts? Because if you look last year, there's a lot of resources there for parents in the plain language. Also in FISPGHAN button battery campaign, you just Google for that. We do also for the Christmas shopping. We do also in March for the disposal. If you look on the social media, you will find a lot of useful information. Please disseminate this with your friends, family, and colleagues.
Thank you very much, Professor Tzivinikos. I'm sure there will be more questions, and if people would like to study on BB ingestion, please follow the societal paper, which will be attached to this video clip. And stay tuned for the next FISPGHAN Expert Insights. Goodbye for now.